Well, we're going to take off the Tomos cylinder, A35. I'll try not to get in front of the camera too much if I can help it. Well, let's see here. We've already, just to save a little time, removed 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts. 11mm ratchet wrench, nothing to it. Just wiggle that little bad boy right on off of there. Don't lose washers or nuts if you can help it. Those nuts are hard to come by unless you go to an automotive store, Lowe's or anywhere like that. Doesn't like to keep metric in stock. So, we look closely here. I can see just a tiny bit where it looks like the piston may be actually hitting the head, just a tiny bit. That may be my problem. Do believe. 2, 3. Play that somewhere that you're not going to get it too dirty. 4 washers. Okay. Now, shouldn't be hot still. Go ahead and switch out to an 8mm socket. I've got my nuts, or my studs, switched over to nuts. I know it's not the smartest idea, but I just haven't bought many studs yet. Let's see. Instead of trying to be like me and tighten it, why not loosen it? There we go. A little persuasion. One thing bad about using these bolts instead of studs, it's a pain in the ass putting them back on. But I've had this thing off at least 6 times in the last 24 hours. So I've got it fairly down pat. Knock on wood. That doesn't feel good. There we go. I've already got my bracket hanging loose back here, so try to be sure and replace the gasket if need be. This one was replaced a month ago, but it has been taken on and off, on and off. I have a couple more. I'm probably just going to reuse this one. That's bad. Then people take their intakes off right here with the 4 bolts, but that's just a little harder. So I just like to take my carburetor, get her off, and just move it right over to the other side. Park her right there, sitting level. And now, time for the cylinder removal part. If it's first time coming off, you might have to take a little rubber mallet and try to beat on the fins back behind here, a couple times up here, and repeat on the other side instead of getting the cylinder cockeyed or at an angle. It'll be harder on those studs, but I've had it off so many times, the sucker will just slide on off. Let go with that piston, and voila. And you can look down all the way down the inside, and there's no bad spot, no rough scratches, nothing you can catch on your fingernail, nothing bad. On my exhaust port, I opened it up just barely, ground it up just a little bit on the inside, and my ports, I didn't port match them, I didn't grind it out much at all, but I did just barely chamfer the edges to get the air. Instead of meeting just like a wall, it'll kind of blend in, I guess you could say. Set this over to the side. I like to set it on the just anything like that. Doesn't matter where. That way you're not getting any grit or grime on the mating surface or something. No biggies there. Looks good. And as you can see, I'll take it off the mount right here. I am running one piston ring. You just heard it cranked up 20 minutes ago, or that's about when I took that other video, but anyhow, I did have that. Just one piston ring, excuse me. And she's more than happy to slide up and down, no problems. But I'll tell you what I did encounter, and thanks to me having a Tomos buddy here in the neighborhood, I had one stud right here where the nut had actually stripped on right there at the head, and I tried just cutting it down and grinding the strip threads down a little bit, but it had like 1 or 2 screw-ons before it would bite, and I wasn't safe with that. So I went ahead and got one from him for next to nothing. But as you can see, everything seems to look good. Let me get this up here and get you a better view of her. All fine and dandy in here. Alright, well, that's the Tomos cylinder removal. I'll post another video when reinstalling. Alright, leave some comments.